You ever ask an AI a question and it gives you an answer that's so specific, so confident, and just so completely hilariously wrong? Well, today we're going to get into exactly why these AIs are such convincing and sometimes creative liars.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a little test. Take a look at this. What does PGB stand for? Go on, take a second. Anything coming to mind? Yeah, probably not, right? If you're drawing a blank, don't worry. That's what most of us would do.
But when an AI researcher asked a big language model this exact question, it didn't even blank. It just shot back, Public Gaming Group of Belgium. I mean, it sounds kind of plausible, doesn't it? It has a certain ring to it. There's just one problem. It's not real at all. The AI literally just invented it on the spot. And this isn't just some funny little quirk. It's actually one of the biggest challenges in AI right now. This whole thing of confidently making stuff up. It even has a name. In fact, it was the dictionary's word of the year. It's called hallucination. And what's so important about this definition is that it's not just about being wrong. The real key here is that the AI produces that false info with confidence, instead of just saying, hey, I don't know. That's the part that's so tricky. Right, and this is a really great way to think about it. The problem isn't the AI's overall accuracy score. You know, an AI could be 80% accurate, which sounds amazing. But what's happening with that other 20%? Is it saying I'm not sure, or is it just making up nonsense? Hallucination is about that choice, the choice to invent an answer when it should just admit it's stumped.
So why? Why does this even happen? Well, to figure this out, we've got to go back to the very beginning. We need to look at how an AI is, for lack of a better word, raised. We need to look at its training.
And it's basically a two-step process. First, there's this massive phase where it just learns the patterns of human language. And then there's a second step called fine-tuning and alignment, where humans try to make it helpful and safe. And as it turns out, both of these steps are part of the problem. So let's start with culprit number one, the way the AI actually learns in the first place. This is often called pre-training.
In this giant first stage, the AI has one job, and one job only: predict the next word in a sentence. Seriously, that's it. Think about the autocomplete on your phone, but just, on a cosmic scale. It's been fed a huge chunk of the internet, and its only goal is to get incredibly good at guessing what word comes next. Now, this whole predict the next word thing works great for stuff that follows patterns, like grammar or sentence structure. But what about random specific facts, like someone's birthday or what PGB stands for? There are no rules to learn there. It's just a fact. So if the AI hasn't seen that specific fact enough times, what's its best strategy to predict the next word? Well, it's to guess based on similar patterns it has. It's literally built to fill in the blanks, to guess. But okay, that's only half the story. Culprit number two comes from how we test these things, how we align them. You can think of this as the AI's final exam. And the way we grade this exam, well, it has some pretty big unintended side effects. As one researcher, Adam Kalai, puts it so well, it's a dominant strategy to guess when you're unsure. And why is that? It's because we've accidentally set up a test where guessing is the smartest move. This right here shows you exactly why. The scoring system we often use in these evaluations looks like this. If you get the right answer, you get a point. Great. But if you get the wrong answer, you get 0 points. And if you say, I don't know, you also get 0 points. So from the AI's point of view, there's literally no downside to guessing. A wrong answer and an honest I don't know are worth the same. So why not take a shot? It has nothing to lose. So if the test itself is the problem, then maybe the solution is to change the test. This has led to a really promising idea for how to grade these AIs to actually encourage them to be more honest. And this slide lays out the fix perfectly. Instead of that old system where being wrong and being uncertain are treated the same, what if we move to a new system? One where wrong answers are actively penalized, where you actually lose points for making stuff up. So the proposed solution really has 3 parts. First, you've got to change the grading system for all the evaluations so it's consistent. Second, you penalize those incorrect answers. But third, and this part is so simple but so brilliant, you have to tell the AI what the penalty is. You tell it the rules of the game, just like you would with a student taking a test. That way, it can adjust its own strategy and decide when it's just not worth it to guess.
But fixing the grading system actually opens up a much bigger and I think much more interesting question that goes way beyond just getting true or false answers. I mean, think about how our own brains work. We basically have two different centers for language. One part, Wernicke's area, is all about understanding. It just takes in everything, true, false, nonsense, all of it. But another part, Broca's area, is for speaking. It's like a filter. It's what decides what we should actually say. And maybe the goal for AI isn't just to absorb facts, but to learn that same kind of discretion. Because here's the real twist. Sometimes we want the AI to make things up. If you ask it to write a poem or come up with a recipe for a new kind of cookie, you are asking it to be creative. You're basically asking it to hallucinate in a good way. So it's all about context. So, what have we found? Well, we've uncovered the two main culprits that cause AIs to so confidently invent things: a learning process that's all about prediction and a final exam that actually rewards guessing. Which leaves us with this final, really important question. The challenge isn't just figuring out how to stop the lies. It's about us deciding, what do we actually want our AIs to say and when do we want them to say it? Now that is the real puzzle we need to solve.